Welcome to our another reaction. We will not rest a lot because I had booked this reaction following each other because I was planning to do a vlog later today, though the weather is actually disappointing. Very cold, raining. It has not rained for long this early, but today it seems it's raining this early. So I'm doing another reaction because the same videos actually had a lot and I could not cover all of them at once. So guys, construction seem to be cornering again. Yeah, we are learning something here. And I don't know whether a budget is necessary or whether we have to randomly come up with figures. That was what I don't know. Yeah, of course, Marwa is doing a good thing to construct a house for this home and actually change the face of this place. But then a lot of questions arise around the budget. Because, of course, a budget is based on the masons and material that you need when you're constructing. When Marwa came about with the masons, of course, all of us saw that video. Was it day 5? Day 5. I hope it's not about bundles here. I'm hearing a message. Let's just proceed. We'll check with time. So, guys, when Marwa was doing the planning for roofing, I think we actually listened to his discussion when he had said it's 6,000 USD. And the masons were called. He actually asked about the prices of goods and what have you. But yesterday, Marwa came up and again now moved the figure from 6,000 USD to 8,000 USD. So maybe those who understand why, I need a clarification because I've not actually understood the change of staff. Meanwhile, let's get to the reassurance of Brian. Brian, this will be your home. You'll be a big man here. You'll own the place. Yet the same place we are told cannot be inherited by daughters. So I just don't know whether Brian now turns out to be the son to the lady. Because from my understanding, when you are a daughter or rather a son of a daughter to someone, you have no rights in that home. You have no rights. Let's just listen to Marwa reassuring Brian here. Maybe it is his way of reforming the boy. I also don't know. I just don't know why he calls Brian and tells him that, yeah, this will be your home. And of course, in the previous video, he said on camera, yeah, and Brian might be parking his bicycle here. We'll have a big TV here, a fridge here. All right, the donors in the house, you are getting that.
Your bed will be there. That's why I put it. But you see, it's close to a window. Sometimes somebody can rob Brian's phone from a window.
Like Brian robbed somebody's phone too. Somebody will rob Brian's phone, just like Brian had robbed somebody's phone. Save for those for the CCTV camera installment.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Hiya, Brian. So even if you put your bed there, you can use this socket to charge your things, okay? Or this one will be placed to put your clothes. Mangu hapa. Mabegi, nini, vitabu. I'm telling Brian this area will be like his wardrobe. He can put anything he wants here. You know? Hi. Brian, you are okay with the sockets here? Umetosheka na hizi socket ziko hapa? You know guys, we are putting this even in 50 years. People can stay in this home comfortably. Yeah. Brian, what do you have to say, Brian, with all the work that we are doing?
I say thank you.
Yes, Brian. You know, one day this will be your house.
One day, Brian, this will be your house, all right? It will be your house, and when is that? Because what I know, if Marwa accepts or rather flows with our thought, the granny does not have a son. He said clearly in an African setting, a daughter cannot inherit land in their place. They have no right. Again, he said the old granny does not have a son. Brian has a father somewhere, though the father has not been willing or either, or he has never cooperated. So in fact, what they should do is to encourage Brian to study hard. In my thought, in my perspective, what they should do, they should encourage Brian to study very hard and go far. Like even acquire skills that will take him to even a different country, goes, explores, and comes back, buys his land and constructs his house. We shouldn't have an idea whereby we are trying to encourage him that this is his house, now they have done everything, so he should just relax. I think you have seen this aspect of Nyabohanse whereby some people are receiving free donations, whether they are given by Marwa, Devi Jr., or any other person, and then they relax. I'm talking about the example of Gitriba, Murimi, Brian, and those sort of people. You know? In fact, Gitriba tries because he does content even if he's struggling with English. But you look at Brian, for example, and Murimi, they don't do anything. Of late, they are just relying on what the donors will bring. Like in the yesterday's video, Devi Jr. handed over 7,200 shillings to Halima. Now, as Kenyans who are watching in the house, that money is not easy to come by. Yeah? And even those who are watching from abroad or elsewhere, I see I have a lot of audience from Brazil. Now, it's not easy to acquire this kind of money in this economy anywhere. So, the ideology to make people believe in Nyabohanse that they can just get it done for them. It's good to transform their lives, but to encourage them to work hard so that their life becomes better and they also have a way to fend for themselves. But when Marwa comes here and insists to remind this boy that this home will once become yours when your granny is old, and possibly he doesn't just want to say it dead in quotes, that is a bad idea, because this boy would relax and know that after all, the whole house will be by me because I'll be saying it was done because of me. When I went to steal at Marwa's, that is when the donors came hunting for me and they started to construct the house, so it is mine. And that is not a good idea. In my thought, that is, right? So let's listen more to what Marwa assures the boy and analyze what his thoughts are, right?
You become a good man, you go to school. When grandmother is very old, she will give you this house. Nobody will come and take this house from you. So you are doing a step that even him, he has not, maybe he's been trying all his life to do. You somehow God has come for you and is saving you. Maybe because you don't have parents, God has decided to come through. You know the story of Brian? Yeah, from my channel. Now imagine Brian. At the end of the day, this will be Brian's house. And we are building, you see how tall we are going? Because we want to build it American standard. Not short houses, the one that you go like this inside the house. No. Okay, Brian. So now, I want you, Brian, to ask people to support you with the roofing. That is the big... Roofing of this house, Sammy, is 1,009,000. 1,009,000. Roofing of this house. We've calculated. Tell your friend to bring the book. Tell Daniel. 1 million. Let Daniel bring the book, you see.
1 million? 2,000.
1,009,000.
9,000.
Milioni moja na elfu tisa. So if we put miscellaneous, it's like 1,050,000. 1 million.
Guys, the roofing is 1,009,000 Kenyan shillings. All right, I understand that it's good to have quality, But then when you are relying on donations, only that maybe Marwa knows his subscribers or rather supporters are strong enough to do this. Because if I'm doing something relying on donors, I would use the mabatis that are sold at 1600. And they are good mabatis. They are not very bad. We call them what? Yeah, we have the ones used all over the place. But I saw Marwa pointing out the ones that are sold at 3000 something. I don't understand why he had to go for costly. Maybe he wants quality. But then, if they keep begging the donors to do it, I would have rather had them just pick the other iron sheets that cost 1600, or you can also do customized. You can go to the company, say, my roofing is high and therefore I require this customized mabati, and then they do it and bring you the quotations and do the necessary. That would have cut down the cost to a lesser thing than 1,900,000. 9,000 because this is quite expensive, and that is why now he has to bring in Brian again to beg, because he feels like he himself talking alone is not enough. That is why he had to bring in the grave of the mother to Brian. That is why he's still insisting that this house will be Brian's. But in reality, we know that that may not be the truth, because the old woman has had 2 daughters. One is still alive. Another one died leaving the son. So if the son maybe meets the father, he will go away. The other daughter will decide whether she wants to stay around or not, you know. And sometimes that is why I normally look at things and say, I wish they could just construct a simple, cozy house, but then they do a business or farming project that would sustain the life of this woman. Because, like, if she had goats, she had sheep, she had cows, and maybe a posho mill that has a shop to sustain her life, you know. Because now in Africa, most times we don't inherit houses. We don't. Like, I wouldn't inherit my mother's house or my father's house. Most times when parents are dead, that house becomes a haunted one. It is supposed to be brought down and another one done. But I don't know, maybe people are going into modern style because they are now constructing modern houses. That is something else. But when I look at it, then I'm just trying to understand whether... but from Marwa's concept, of course, I've heard Dimwango saying that her villa will be used by the great-great-grandchildren. So they are planning for a family whereby you give birth to children, they stay around. The children also give birth to theirs, they stay around. It's like they are not planning to have their children expand their territories, because I wouldn't expect that when I'm constructing a house, I always say that it will be inherited. But if I do businesses, like I build hostels somewhere, I build hotels, I build houses, rental houses, those ones I can confidently say they can be inherited as family property. But having people inherit the houses we live in, I don't think that is the situation in a Kenyan or rather African concept. Now, because Timan said we should have less children, 1 child per couple. Timan, let me tell you one thing. If you look at Dimwango says she wants 12 children. Look at her videos. She says she wants 12 good children. Marwa also says he wants 10 children. So how will they have 1 child? Hey, when you look at them, they say they want 10 children, which I don't agree with. For me, I can't go that far. I can't. But for them, they say they want Dimwango's, the traveler, who is almost retiring in her 20s. I think she has reached 30. She has finally reached 30. She wants to give birth to 10 kids. My limit, Timas Taus. Maybe if I've really gone far, it should be 3. If I've really tried. But having all that school of children, very tough. Very tough, because the economic times don't allow. the budgeting is quite challenging. Yeah. So thank you, Timan Taus. You can tell us maybe your country, where you are watching from, and maybe I really appreciate your presence here, of course, because I did live streams too, following each other subsequently, and I think some people are resting before they come back. But I really appreciate your presence here. It makes, even though here it is very cold, it's almost raining outside, even though it's 11, around 11:24. But the weather is very cold. It's almost raining. In fact, we are just indoors. That's why we are doing the lazy gang business of reaction. All right. So, and Timan Taus, do you think when you have one child, then they'll inherit maybe your house? Let's say you are the house you live in. I believe in America, UK, that happens because people have cannot keep building. But in Africa, it is yet to come because people have been building semi-permanent houses and traditional houses. But because now people are moving to modern houses, maybe I think the concept will be embraced. Now, unfortunately for the family I'm talking about, they have complex matters. Like, even though the woman had two kids, those were daughters, one died leaving a son. The other daughter has not yet been married. And from the African perspective, maybe the lady will be married, and of course the husband might not be comfortable to have her in her own home. So the house that donors are constructing, Marwa is insisting that it will be Brian's later. But then that concept, I'm just looking at this boy because his story started from stealing. Then donors came in and said they should change the life. First, they bought for him basic needs, also said they will support his schooling, and now the house has been under construction. So the reassurance Marwa is giving to this boy that this house might be given to him, that's what I'm trying to disillusion, because if he really believes he will have this home, some people become lazy and stop focusing because they think they have everything they need, right? But I just wish that they also did think just of having moderate house, then they could do some project like animal, like in Kenya pigs do very well, pigs. Then we have chicken, we have project like rabbits, even cows. If you have dairy cows, even 3 of them are enough. And then they just provide a good wall to offer security. But then they did what they did. Let's watch what will happen later. Now let's listen more from Marwa.
They can't believe. They check, they look down. Majirani hawaamini. Yaani majirani. Even him himself is wondering what is going on here. Roofing will be here as they are preparing their roofing. Because my plan is to work with them in 2 days roofing, but they told me 5 days, which is very okay.
How do you roof for 2 days for a roof that requires $1,009,000?
and send us, we do this roofing. Yes, I mean, we've really tried. Tumengangana, we've really tried, Sami. Look. Because I remember, I believe once we do the roof, you'll also need some pipes running in the roof. Things like that. And also wires for this. This is Kennedy the Remy. Yeah, Kennedy underscore the Remy too. And the husband had 3 wives. So the other co-wives, them had a blessing schools. But the truth of the matter is, the boy's home was here. He used to wake up. He left school like 3 months ago, and he's been stealing bananas from the neighbors here, coming to sell in my home. So me, I was buying bananas, stolen bananas. Oh. That's why I don't know if you saw some person came in my home. They asked him for an ID.
Oh yeah. When he was he wanted to sell you some chicken.
Chicken.
Yes.
I told him, how old are you?
Yeah. And do you have an ID?
Do you have an ID? Because me, I've learned now from Brian's case.
Yeah.
Yes. Because we ate 9 bananas from the neighborhood.
9.
That Brian was stealing.
Hey,
so
but then I wonder how Marwa could trust this boy. I'm still asking questions about it. How do you buy 9 full bananas. And I'm so sure Brian was not selling at a standard price, because big bananas sell at 1,800 or 750. I wonder whether Marwa used to buy at standard price, because he testifies in all these videos he ate 9 bananas. And how also, maybe did he try to talk to the neighbors who are complaining about the stealing after this case has settled? That is something I just try to think about, because
The last day
now
before
Brian has, Marwa has had to narrate about Brian's life repetitively to people, you know.
stole in my home. Brian ended up stealing in my home a cell phone. The last day before he stole, I was very uncomfortable with him. I don't know how. I was just feeling something uneasy with him. So I questioned him. You always come in my home here. 7 in the morning, you are here. You know, Brian used to welcome visitors. Let's say even you came today. He will be the one welcoming you. So you may think he's one of my cousin, my brother, and me. I even don't even where his home was. So because one visitor came, I think from Uganda, and Brian was the one, even the visitor was saying, where can I charge my phone? It's Brian showing me. I was like, this guy is saying that if I get funds, the funds only for the roofing, we've calculated. Even I can show you the book. Let's go look for the book. Yes. It is asking for 1,009,000 Kenyan shillings. Because you want to buy those expensive iron sheets. You know, those luxury, not like those ones. Those ones even, they are not luxury. There's the ones I have seen in a house down there. You can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a black house showing up in those trees. Kuna kanyumba kanaonekana hapo ndani ya kile inajaribu kujengwa ile. Yeah, I think so. But I'll take you around there and to see, maybe even my viewers want to see those iron sheets. One of it costs 3,000.
They're good quality, they last for
Top. Only extra right now in the village.
So my question is, why would Marwa pick? They are just donations who are sacrificing their funds to do this project. Why would he decide to have extra rich people's, iron sheets on this house when the donors are the ones giving their money towards it? And we have very many qualities of iron sheets, and of course they are not that bad. Why would Marwa then pick this, what he's calling extra rich people only iron sheets for the granny's house? Because if he does not want to actually keep begging and strain so much and keep waiting, because he has a timeline of 6 days, he would just have gone for ordinary iron sheets. And I'm not talking about the cheapest, but we have iron sheets which go at about 1,800 on the highest. We call them, how are they called? Are they corrugated, really? He could have gone for those ones and they could be a bit cheaper. And I've ever done construction whereby you normally go to the company. We have specific companies in Kenya who do iron sheets. You go to them, you have your measurements with the masons already. You do customized iron sheets. They can be even very long and strong. And then these companies normally ferry the iron sheets to your destination for free. So you just pay the amount for the iron sheets and they'll carry the iron sheets, because this one is a big house. They'll be willing to carry the iron sheets up to your home. You can even also order nails, paint with them, and it is a bit cheap than when you go to the border and buy from there. So I don't know why Marwa has not thought of this concept, but maybe the subscribers will be suggesting to him so that he thinks of that. I don't see why they should have the extra rich. Yeah, because the reality is that Brian is not extra rich. He is a normal, within a normal situation. And if they only have the painted iron sheets, we have these iron sheets that cost 1,800. That will cut down the cost from 1,909,000 to something fair. And they'll still have some, balance left to do other things, So I don't know why Marwa is obsessed with that. I'm not so sure.
American standard. You see this height? This is not just a small house. If we put a roof there, it will look very fantastic.
Yes, definitely.
So now,
and you mentioned something about putting a veranda.
Here now, yes, we're going to put 2 pillars, beautiful pillars. One here where this guy is standing, and another one there. So this is all
right.
Girl, Boke.
Tapina tumika wewe pamoja na mchana wako Boke.
This is Boke's room.
Hii ni room ya Boke.
Yes.
So they had
and
again
the
to do
toilet
the
will be
house
here.
tour, which I don't want to listen to. I have no time. I want to go to other matters, guys. I'm still going back to Rosho later, but I want to discuss matters Nigeria, guys. Nigeria is Afro Cinema continues shortly. Now, you saw me doing another video recently on Ibiom airplane, right? Ibiom airplane had this customer. The customer was actually on board, and she was not able to switch off the phone. Of course, that day we had it as if she had refused. But when I listened to other videos, it is indicated that the lady was not able to switch off her phone. Let's look at this one here.
The federal government has dropped criminal charges against the Ibiom Air Park.
You remember this one? I'll be showing you. So I want you to look at this.
Passenger Comfort and Marson involved in the 10th of August unruly conduct at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. Following the development, an Ikeja Magistrate Court sitting in Ogba, Lagos, has struck out criminal charges against Comfort. The presiding magistrate, Olariwaju Salami, struck out the 5-count charge against Comfort and discharged her after the police formally withdrew the case. Now, the police prosecutor, Oluwabumi Adeitan, said the decision to withdraw the charges unconditionally was made by the Commissioner of Police. Additionally, the government reduced the 6-month flight ban on Fuji Star Kwam 1 to 1 month, while considerations are being given by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, to engage the musician as an ambassador for airport security protocols. Now let's hear from the defense.
The case has been officially withdrawn.
All right. So we'll be listening to the defense later. But I think if you check on my channel, you'll see there is a video I did on reaction of Ibiom airline, and the lady was thrown outside and was, of course, actually embarrassed. Almost embarrassed, because they pulled her out of the plane and they took her to the police station, and she had to go to court because they thought that she had resisted putting off her phone just before the plane landed. So when they landed, they had to pull her and take her to a police station. Now, unfortunately, after the case was listened to, it was clear that even though the first hostess had been polite, the first air hostess had been polite, the second one was very rude to her and had refused to listen to her. So let's listen to the defendant, of course, and get to see what they are talking about here.
Before the magistrate, and then Comfort has been discharged. So that was what transpired today. The prosecutor came, brought an application for withdrawal from the Commissioner of Police, Ikeja, and presented it to the magistrate. And then our application was that we had no objection. So that's officially all for the case for now. Since a viral speech has been issued by the Federal Ministry of Aviation, or by the Federal or by the Federal Minister of Aviation, my learned senior Festus Kiyamo. So I think the matter rests. So it's an unconditional withdrawal. So, and then Comfort has been discharged.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm a lawyer, but I'm a peer.
Now, the lawyer and someone who was also boarding in the plane had to say his side of the story, because when we watched that video, it was clearly showing as if the lady, Comfort Emerson, had been resistant to actually put off her phone, and that is why she was pulled out of the plane and taken to court. So let's hear about somebody who sat close to her in the plane and what he has to say, though I'll be skipping some parts.
This money, and I'd like to just stick to that. Now, I was sitting to her immediate left. So I was on the aisle seat to the left. She was on the aisle seat to the right. So my seat number was 14.
Thank you guys for coming on board. You can like the video and you chat also.
So her own seat number should be either 14C or D. I think the window seat is 14D, while she was 14C on the aisle. So we're right next to each other, and it was a small plane. So I think the distance between us was no more than 2 feet. Yeah, so I heard everything. I saw all that transpired. And I never used an iPhone, so I'm not too familiar with settings and all of that. So the gentleman to our right now took the phone and started trying to sort it out. So when that was going on, Miss Emerson started talking to the second air hostess and said, why are you embarrassing her like this? Why? I mean, why? And then the air hostess told her, you better keep quiet now. If you say another word, I will deal with you. That was when Miss Emerson flared up and started cussing. I cannot say the things that she was actually saying because the language was very flowery and X-rated, I can't say. So that was when this second air hostess said, okay, you see. And then she left and went towards the front of the airplane. She never came back. At least I don't recollect her coming back through the aisle throughout the flight. So that is exactly what transpired. So after that happened, the gentleman to the right switched off the phone or whatever it was he did. Cabin crew and all of that, like regular things. When it's just the toilet, that's the only. So that's why I presume she went to the toilet. So when it got to our turn to disembark, those of us on our road disembarked.
Yeah, so to cut the long story short, it's clear that the hostess in Ibiom airport was a bit of very aggressive towards Comfort Emerson, and she did not want to understand that the customer was unable to handle her iPhone, and the people sitting close to her were also unable to help. So instead of the air hostess understanding and maybe helping her, they decided to actually report her, and she ended up in jail. But the case was pardoned, and she has been offered a 500,000 job and at the airport. She's also going to be an ambassador of Ibiom Airlines. Can you imagine? Hey, the things that happened, just like in Marwa's situation, Brian Stoll, he was actually, publicized negatively. People bashed him left, right. Those who felt like they were with Marwa, most of them were like, that thief should not be allowed in. That boy should be in police. And of course, the police punished him. But later on, God came handy for him. And so we can see the transformation happening in his home. We hope that he will transform and focus on education, right? Now, also in this airplane, the lady Comfort Emerson, if you saw that video, you can go check in my videos because I did a reaction on Ibiom Airport. Sometimes when you go to even the normal carriers, or let's say the buses or the taxis, we are mistreated. Jaribu kuwa cool down. Sometimes we meet very violent people, very aggressive, hostile in how they handle us in our matters. So, looking at that airport, Ibiom, they actually met a very aggressive situation in the plane, right? And the reality is that sometimes you may get such a violent situation, but it comes handy for you. I remember, if you've been watching Pretty, how many of you watch Pretty Vishi? Pretty Vishi is one of these characters who also encountered what we call body shaming. Body shaming in the face of a pastor, a popular pastor in Kenya for that matter. And of course, out of the body shaming, she got a contract of being an ambassador of their tourism group. She was given a lot of goodies, so opportunities come in different phases. Now, Comfort Emerson has been offered a job worth 500,000. I don't know whether it's 500,000 nairas because they have just written 500K, for a job in Ibiom, and she's going to be their ambassador after the case was actually dismissed. Now, let's get to another different story again. of course, you heard about the wedding that happened at if you heard about the wedding that happened some of the few days ago, I want to go to that one. Let me be checking on you. Just give me some minutes. I check on that also. Friends on the channel, because we have so many people around. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Yeah, so we've had this case of a lost watch, guys. A lost watch, and that's what we are going to check right away, because it is a case that is worth talking about. Many times we go to functions and we have to be very careful about what happens around us. How do you, for example, get to say you don't have something in your pocket and later on it comes to emerge from your pocket? So there was a given case of a watch that was lost at Davido. Davido's home. So at Davido's home, of course, the sister was wedding, right? I'm getting to get the videos to support my discussion. About Ubi Franklin. Ubi Franklin, right? I hope you know Ubi. Let me show the picture of Ubi Franklin. I want you to see Ubi Franklin here. Let me show that. Of course, Ubi Franklin is a man who was born as Ubi Ekapong FM. And he's a Nigerian music artist, manager, politician, entrepreneur, TV show host. So I don't know how he got himself mixed in this palaver or wahala. Here is his picture if you don't remember him. You know, Ubi Franklin. So of late, Ubi Franklin has been trending online. And of course, he has tried so much to sanitize himself, but people are still asking a lot of questions, you know. Some are saying it can happen, some are saying it can't. So, I want us to go into the video and check. So, of course, Ubi Franklin, it is indicated that during the wedding, he actually was asked whether he had a watch. A luxury watch. Let's see how luxurious it was. Let's see. You know. This luxurious watch. So Ubi Franklin was actually claimed to have stolen a watch, which up to now we are not so sure. But if it happened, it's really quite it's really quite embarrassing, because Ubi Franklin, as I've said, is a music executive, manager, a TV host, and all that. So there were claims that he had stolen a luxury wristwatch while at Miami, US, you know, for the singer Davido's wedding over the weekend. Now, the rumors actually circulated on social media the entire Wednesday, if you checked on Wednesday news. And Franklin took to his former Twitter account to address the matter, indicating that it was false allegation. He said that he was currently aware of the circulation and the alleged theft, but he wished to clear the misleading information. He even said that he had only purchased the wristwatch. So people are still in a situation where we call quagma, because they are not so sure of what happened. Yeah. So he indicated that after the wedding, like Benny wanted to sell him a phone and he had rejected it because I don't know of whatever reasons. Then he had paid for another watch fully. Then after the wedding, he saw people circulating with news, but because he was so busy and he was also preparing to go to the sister's funeral, which people think it's a political, or rather blackmail, we call it psychological blackmail. He has now brought in the sad news. Of course, may his sister rest in peace. But he indicated that he was preparing to attend his sister's funeral, and that is why he was not able to communicate to Benny on plane. Of course, other people are saying that on the plane you can easily communicate, especially if you are having time. Yeah, so guys, we will continue with the story before my bundles debunked. Huh? Yeah, so he had to explain, but people do not believe his story. They think that he's just coming up with a psychological blackmail to make people sympathize with his situation. Because how do people look for something, they don't get it, and Arthur, you are boring me. Focus. You put the book on the table, study while putting the book on the table. Stop that lazy posture. Hey, yesterday you just saw how we had to finish something very fast in a short period. You don't have to sit there for 4 hours, yet you're not doing what is expected. Yeah, so guys, of course, we saw that Franklin went ahead and said that there were busy circumstances in their wedding, and he was in possession of both wristwatches and wore the one he sent to that was sent to him through the brother. That when he left the Miami place, the wedding, to prepare for the sister's funeral, even though he was contacted by Benny while airborne, but and wanted to clear the airs that he was not a thief, that he had purchased the watch from Franklin Benny. He found himself in very sensitive and difficult situations. That is what he says. So up to now, there are still controversies surrounding that. And I don't know who will save the face of Ubi Franklin. Because so far, in the entire Nigeria, we have had people punching lines and saying that he had stolen the wristwatch at Davido's, that is wedding. Let's look at this Instagram, for example. I don't know why doesn't have a sound.
The full gist be say Obi Franklin no steal any watch. Anybody where they speculate say Obi Franklin still watch for the video's wedding, na thunder go fire your nyash, na Ogun go buy your mama and papa, na mumu man you be, na mumu woman you be, for speculating say Obi go still watch. Obi the day with Davido 247. Ubi the day with Chioma. Why Ubi never steal all their expensive watches? Why are you guys bent on bringing Ubi down? Wetin happen be say Benny carry watch come meet Ubi, tell am make him buy am. Ubi tell am say, I been don't get this watch before. I no go like buy this one. Benny, being a hustler, sent his brother to bring another watch where Ubi go like. The guy can't forget to collect that first one when he give Ubi. As they carry the second one come, Ubi come pay for that one. Come mistakenly put the first one for him pocket, come travel. Innocently, this can actually happen to anybody. It was a mix-up. As in travel, Benny can contact him, asking him for that first one when he give him. And na Benny fault say he no collect that first one from a handle. Ubi quickly returned it. But you know as they be, the rumor don't fly out already. People don't dey speculate. And the people will start to spread this rumor.
Now,
na still
funny
people wey dey
enough,
30B.
Funny enough, it's why they had to spread this information, because if I lose something and maybe I begin asking and later my friend brings it back, why the hell should that information spread as gossip and go to an extra mile? Let's look at this guy. In fact, this is the guy who is blamed for being the first to actually spread the information. Let's just check on him.
The wickedness. You see how they want to bring this David name down? You see how they want to bring David reputation down? David, you see this your good heart. Eh? You need to check yourself sometimes. The complaints about Ubi is not one, it's not two, it's not three. Now you don't go thief wristwater and they try to do damage control. This is shameful. Everything have to come Nigeria, come pressurize people. Now they compete with una safe. Shameful. David is taking Afrobeat to the world on his special day. This is what you can offer. Hey, God, I beg you. Ubi, how did you become this? Or were you always this person? What is wrong with you? Not only you could collect money, say, don't worry, I'll link you up to David. You will collect 20 million, you will collect 10 million, you will collect money here. You know, constantly link the people. Not only you collect money, say, don't worry, David will feature you. You will tell artists with the struggle. You know, constantly feel up. And it is not today, it is not today. If we know the things we know about, if we say this thing, hey, Ubi, who do you this kind of thing, Ubi? Which kind greed be this one? Richard Millie or something where did he?
So guys, that was the ginger. That was the ginger. But up to now, the clarification of whether Obi Franklin stole the expensive wristwatch or not is not there, because they're actually doing the damage control, as you've heard from this guy here, and we do not know what exactly is the fact.
Not everybody when they 30 BJ like how close where Ubi there with Davido and Chioma. Davido gets special love for Ubi, and they pepper some people, but they say Davido love Ubi so much. Now what's happen though? They begin to spread false rumor. Make una leave Ubi alone. Ubi just lost his sister. I'm an OG. That's why I'm saying this to you.
Oh, I love you, Radio God.
Damage control, stealing allegations, which is true, we do not know now. We are yet to actually get the reality into this story. But guys, it is what it is. Sometimes when we come here, we just do reactions. We just do reactions as we got the information. Now guys, we can go back to Marwa's story. Of course, I saw another video from Dimwango on the same. And I checked through just shortly. Of course, it was good of Dimwango to actually show some boss lady aspects of carrying water and carrying soda for the Masons. Something Rochelle would not think of, because for her, they are working, so let them earn their life, you know.
Hello guys, my sister, my wife, and then Mitoto, Mosabi, and the rest, they're all here.
Yeah. We brought you drinking water
I
also.
a lot of kids are called
Yeah, Mosabi. Mera.
Aya, watu watoke.
Let me toto. This is like I just saw you.
All right.
Urembo wangu milele. Good for that.
All right, babe.
Plum?
Wow, so good. We are at Uncle Mo's gate. Remember, in that time I was so
Urembo wangu milele. The boyfriend's call from Poland.
All right, babe.
Plum?
Wow, so good.
Plum? Very good, yeah.
Yeah. All right, a little bit later, please.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nakupenda.
Nakupenda pia. Okay, guys. So people are on lunch break. So Marwa will come and give us a quick tour. I don't know even if I'll manage to take my nieces to their home. I don't know. Let's see. Rooms ni kubwa. Hii ni sitting room. Ile ni bedroom. Sana. Hiyo ndo connected to Brian or just they will come and sleep. That is like the butterfly effect, you know, yeah. Something touch others. Then Dorika, my cousin, then my niece, she wanna go back and say hello to her mom. So let's eat. They don't give a FUK. Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey Dorika, I have to literally food. Show them the road. Let's go. Something to hold the camera, you know, while I'm driving. You guys can recommend me, or if you're watching it from Nairobi and you have an idea, can you overtake? So yeah, I don't like it when I'm driving and a lot of men are like, oh yeah, you know. Like they literally want attention from me. I want to overtake, but I only overtake where I can see the oncoming car or vehicle. Or this guy has, yeah, the fumes that it's releasing. Oh my God, the car in front, you know. I really want to go quick and overtake them. From here, because the sand is literally washing the sand going down, you know, when it rains. So it's not very safe to be here. Vegetables, those who know. Hey, that house is shining from that side. Yeah, black iron sheets are so good. It makes the house cool. Cool in appearance. Wow, now I can even see my brother's villa just from here. Right there, you know? So guys, I'm headed home right now.
There's something I wanted to show. Visiting Cabrera.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Today I found you.
Okay, let me give the soap.
Yeah.
Let me, you also to help me.
Hi.
Aisha, you have to help me go. It's okay. How will you go? There are people washing my clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a lot of washing every day. Aisha, you have come to visit Papa very early in the morning.
Until I find you.
Aisha,
Because
how are you?
these days I cannot find you.
You cannot find me.
Master in heaven, thank you for the good morning that you have given us, oh Lord. Thank you for the gift of life that you have given unto us as a family. I want to thank you for the gift of life that you have given unto Marwa's family. Rocio, she has come to see me. Bless her abundantly, oh God. Bless her work of her
Seventh Day
hands
Adventist
and
prayer
even her
under the
endeavors.
trees or what?
Also
I've
the
seen
young
this so many
son,
times in the
Maisha,
videos and
my
I'm just
grandson,
surprised. Hey.
bless him abundantly. Bless
my house because I knew that for sure she would offer me some pizza. I didn't want to be full stomach, otherwise I cannot.
Thank you, Mama Santi. Okay, you can serve. Yes, yes. Let me help you.
You're having the baby, you're struggling to also serve, really.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Put a full cup.
No, it's almost full. It's okay.
Okay. Aisha.
No one chapati.
Aisha.
Yes, Santa.
Okay, welcome. Guys, we are praying for the tea.
Yes.
Father, thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for giving us something to put.
One.
Tired. Let's
Okay.
Dorika assist.
I go with Dorika. Okay.
You come faster, Dorika.
Okay, okay.
Thank
I
you.
will.
Okay, see you, Mom.
See you.
Yes.
Thank you for the papaya. Okay, guys. Let's go home. Let the day continue. I want to organize what's happening in the house today. We are supposed to have 2 visitors that they were supposed to come yesterday. So rooms are ready. And it's early in the morning, so let's start the day. Come by the end of the month. Ben and Moses have arrived, so now Maisha has some company. Maisha's on his own. Please be careful with the toys, you guys. Because look, Maisha's on his own. He doesn't even care about the toys. But these big ones, sometimes they don't take care of these toys very much. Look, Maisha ignoring the toys and wanted to play with nature, with Mother Nature. Go to Mother Nature. Want to learn more from them, you know. I still have a percentage of fear when it comes to both of them because of what happened with Rio. One day I was training before I even got pregnant, where I was basically training them. I was making Rio run in circles, and he started to get really annoyed, really great. And I must confess that there is a sense of fear in me that they can obviously sense, you know, they sense if I fear them. Okay. To go to Midori?
Yeah, I want to go to the boat.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going.
So our friend here, is expert.
Oh.
Alright, so let's come to an end of our discussion. This one was not too long because it covered two matters of Nigeria. And somehow we were just getting to see Rosho visiting the grandmother. Of course, you know, he wanted to talk to her about, she wanted to talk to her about the matters of the church and using that space with the women she wants to train. She has still no idea about which women and what number of women will come, which I think is a bad idea. It is good enough if you're planning something to actually have an estimate of those people will attend. And it depends on how much she has marketed her strategy and also made them understand it. In this way, you could even have some questionnaires. You talk to them, make them understand, then bring them if you really want to achieve a goal. But I don't know, maybe her mission is just to do it, even if it will have few people. And good luck to them. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming here. I'm still battling with watch hours. That is why you can see a series of live streams following each other. But once that is set, at least I'll have a relaxed mind to actually do videos too. And today I wanted to do a vlog, but it's very rainy outside, so I don't know whether I'll make it. So, God bless. Have a safe day.